Hello everybody and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. This is episode 3. Last time we went through Sector 6 Wall Market. We escaped through the train graveyard. We witnessed the fall of the Sector 7 plate and we found ourselves back at Aerith's house wondering what the hell we're going to do next. And we had a chat with Elmira and she gave us her story. She gave us the context about Aerith being the last surviving ancient, and it's always an emotional story to witness, and we have a destination in mind. We have to get to the Shinra building. We have to rescue Aerith, and we're heading back to the Wall Market to figure out how we're going to proceed. Let's leave this beautiful house and back out into the slums and head on back to the Wall Market. Now, this is essentially one of my top 5 moments of the entire game. So, during the remake, emotions were pretty high, getting to one of my most anticipated sequences of the story of 7, and just so happy that I got to experience it in the remake as well, because it was handled so well. There was just so many beautiful things about it that I really enjoyed. Things that were retained that I was worried that they might change or remove, and a lot of that stuff was not only kept in, but accentuated. They were like, let's draw more attention to it, let's make it even better. And it was beautiful, it was gorgeous. This is definitely one of my favorite sequences from the original game, is the attack on the Shinra building. We need to get to Shinra, and we're going to rescue Aerith, no matter what the consequences. Defeating plenty of hell houses along the way. So we basically find ourselves many hours deep into the remake, if we were at this point. But of course, we're in the original game. This is a much shorter introduction to this game, and the next game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, is looming around the corner. We just got a bunch of new details from the Game Awards, the Rebirth theme song trailer, new reveals, new everything, just absolutely exceptional. I'm super excited. So we're entering such a ridiculous Final Fantasy period in general. We've got Final Fantasy 16 DLC, which was just shadow dropped. First part of 2 so far. Here's hoping. So far. Then we've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth information coming out. Ever Crisis just dropped on Steam, controversial as it may be, being a gacha experience that I haven't even checked out myself yet, but I am curious, because I believe that there is some additional story content that is canon to the storyline, so we'll see how we go. I will indulge myself and experience it, I think, and I will hopefully share some of that on the channel. So we're entering a Final Fantasy renaissance, and I hope you will be here for it. Want to see something awesome? Follow me! And we live in a beautiful time on my channel where the algorithm rarely pushes my videos out properly, and I don't really have a core Final Fantasy fan base on the channel. I have a very small but beautiful Final Fantasy community on the channel at the moment, but hopefully with everything that comes out and with some future blind playthroughs of some of the classic Final Fantasy games, I can sort of gather an excited audience for all of the Final Fantasy content that's to come on the channel, because it might be the least popular stuff that I put out, really, kind of, but I'll be damned. I'm going to play it and I'm going to post it anyway, because I am super passionate about it. I've been a fan of Final Fantasy for my whole entire life, and I will die with a copy of Final Fantasy VII in my hands. Be buried in my little Egyptian tomb with all of my Final Fantasy VII memorabilia. Everyone climbed up this wire. Looks scary. Ugh. Can we climb it? Yeah, it leads to the upper world. Alright, we'll climb the wire. There's no way we can do this. You know how far it goes up? There is a way. Look, what's that look like? Just a normal wire? Well, to me, it's like a goldy, shiny, looking ass wire of hope. Oh yeah? Well, to me, it looks like a golden, shiny wire of hope. I love the music that plays here. You're right. This is the only way to save Aerith. Okay, that was a bad analogy, but Barrett, I understand how you feel. Let's go. Yeah, this music that plays here. I love this one. Up we go! Except, I can't go yet, because I need to buy batteries. Hold on a second. I ruined the moment, because I forgot that we have to go and chat with the weapon store owner first. I don't know why I remembered this wrong. I thought that we had to buy the batteries after that sequence. So, don't mind me, just gonna go do some shopping. Buy some new equipment. Hey man, you got up to the plate. You better have batteries. You gonna sell me something you just found? Hey, you know, I repaired them, so it's alright. Why do I need batteries to climb up to the plate? You'll find out when you get there. How about 100 gil for each? Alright, I'll take it. Lovely. Okay. We have our batteries. We have new equipment. We have mithril armlets now. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. We've got the metal knuckle and a mithril rod for Aerith, which will come at some time. Alright. I might give Barrett the ice material. I think his magic stat is higher than Tifa's. It's the same, so it doesn't actually matter. But we'll have Tifa focused on her stealing primarily. Yeah, alright. Yes, the music! I love this. And I also love the graffiti. No mercy. And this has actually been added, by the way. Oh man, this is horrible. Hey, scary, huh? Dad told me that it's the Shinra's doing. Now this has been added. The SYW is the name of a lot of the mods that I have installed. So that's been put on there, because they do a lot of the upscaling, the texture work, all sorts. So that's really funny. And we get like this little glimpse here of the plate that's fallen in the background, which is cool to see. And then you get to see more of it here. And this is something that I really didn't get to see the details or the quality of playing the original version. But with these upscaled backgrounds, you can see so much more of the actual devastation in the background here. Now we are going to run up to our first battery slot. Maybe if I put a battery in, this propeller might work. Guess I'll just have to believe the shopkeeper. Worked for a grand total of like 10 seconds. It's a good thing the propeller has stopped in a position where we need it to, so we can climb up further. I just need to get on it the right way. There you go. Pre-rendered backgrounds like this at a fixed angle are always interesting, because you're like, how do I actually navigate the environment here? And how do I accidentally jump off of things? By standing in the wrong place. Need a battery here too. It's just such a weird location. Like, this whole background is so fucking weird. And then there's like random just shit all over the place. Alright. Now we'll be back for this swinging plate. Looks like the only way is to jump onto that bar. Should make it if I jump before it comes too close. Will I get this for the first time? I never get it on the first try, so we'll see. We need to come up here first with the final battery to get an ether. As that battery is useless in our inventory unless you're looking to be like some sort of 100% complete gamer and have every item in your inventory. Now, jumped too soon. I think it's like you want to jump as it's on its way over, and I always like I'm terrible at this. There we go. Second try, I'll take it. I will take second try. It's as good as it gets. Let us continue our climb. It's a short but sweet little segment. I love it. And then, this is one of the coolest shots ever. God, it's so badass, dude. I love it so much. And this is the one shot in the whole, like one shot where like Cloud actually has his sword on his back. So that, obviously having the sword on his back is a mod for this version because it just makes so much sense to have his sword on his back. But that is like one of the scripted scenes where his sword is visible. And it's just so cool. I remember seeing that for the first time being like, oh, his sword's actually out. This is so cool. Hey, you ought to know this building well. Not really. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've ever been to the headquarters. I heard about this place before. Every floor above the 60th is special and not easy to get into, even for employees. Must be where they took Aerith. The security's pretty light now. Alright, let's go. Wait a second. You're not thinking of just going right through the main entrance, are you? Well, what else does it look like? I'm going to kick some Shinra butt and it's not going to work. We've got to find another way. Ain't going to be no other way if we keep wasting time like this, Aerith will... I know that, but if we get caught here... Hey, Cloud, what should we do? We have to, because it is a tradition. Let's sneak in quietly. Sorry, Barrett. See? Let's be careful and find a different route. You're damn right. God, the entrance to this this building's great. Love this so much. Heavily unguarded out the front, don't you think? I think that they would have some security out the front at the very least. We're at the Shinra builders. Here we are, at last. This music, oh my lord, the Shinra Company theme. Nobuo Uematsu was straight up cooking a gourmet meal. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a soundtrack. Just casually, I'm gonna make a soundtrack. It'll be alright. Yo, we really gonna take these stairs up to the top? Well, we've got to get Aerith somehow. Fall that out of the way. Don't have time to argue with you, let's go. Yo, Tifa, don't go alone. Speech bubbles going way too fast. You get the gist. It's Tifa going, stop complaining, Barrett, and Barrett going, wah, wah, wah. And us trying our best to catch up to them. This is always my favorite part, is trying to overtake them in each area. So up we go. Don't know. Why the hell we gotta climb? Because we don't want to start a commotion until we've saved Aerith. If that's possible. I've taken the lead. Cloud in the lead. Knock it off. You're giving me the creeps. So even you will fight for someone else. Guess I figured you wrong. Who cares what you figured? Just saying, maybe I was wrong. Tifa's doing it too. What's that supposed to mean, Tifa? Barrett started going down the stairs. I've never seen that before. How much farther do these stairs go on? Why don't you ask them? It's not one of them endless stairways or something, is it? Of course not. Right. Couldn't be that. Cloud has taken the lead in all of these. Are we there yet? Not yet. There yet? I said not yet. Yo. Look, don't even ask. We're way far from being there, okay? And this time, you don't even get to see them. Damn, man, I've had it. I'm going back. It'll just take as long to go down as it did to come up. It's actually easy to go down the stairs, though. It's easier to go down than it is to go up. Path of least resistance. The calf muscles, dude. Come on, Barrett, pull it together. Yeah, well, all I know is I'm only flesh and blood, set for this arm of mine. Don't treat me like I'm some ex-soldier or something. What about me? I'm human too. Oh, what do you want? I'm going on. Do what you want. I'm going on. Huh? Yeah, Barrett, you go first. What are you, ignorant? I didn't mean that. Alright, alright. Cloud, you go on ahead too. None of us are looking up Tifa's skirt. Back to running. Yo, what floor is this? I stopped counting. Why they gotta build these buildings so damn tall? That's Shinra. Just no damn good. Man, I'm beat. Here we go. We're approaching the infamous line. Marlene, Daddy wanted to see your face one more time. Would you stop acting like a silly Billy and climb? It's just a bit more. The infamous Tifa line. Maybe. And they didn't keep it in the remake for some reason. God. It's so out of character for Tifa. It's honestly insane that that is there. A sign of the times. Good old translation of the late 90s. We made it to the top. Barely even takes that much time. Look at us go, guys. We made it. Whee! Finally. Made it. Never want to see. No more stairs the rest of my life. Oh, I'm beat. Here we are. We'd better get ready. Oh yeah. Let me get this cool music. Yeah! Destroy the intruders! We do all of this just to sneak in, only to get caught right as we get out of the staircase. I love these enemies. Their design is so cool. I need to put, I'll definitely need to change my materia setup to put bolt on all my enemies. I know we've got Fury, but come on, guys. Let's hit our targets, and let's not accidentally use the same command. Got Tifa stealing, even though she's already stolen from that guy. Well done, Tifa. Cross slash. Yeah, I'll definitely be switching bolt materia over so we can make faster work of these creatures. We're on an absolute roll in terms of our accuracy right now. Thank you, Tifa. I'll take it. Rush. Somersault. Bah! I love the uniqueness of the transformation of like these armored soldiers into some sort of roller skating robot thing. It's interesting, to say the least. Yeah, what's this? Keycard 60, baby. Now, before we head where we're supposed to, I'm gonna take the lift down. Hey, Cloud, you come this far, you thinking of going back down to the first floor? Yeah. No time for that now. Stop messing around, boy. Too late. I love this elevator design, so cool. We're going down to the first floor. Now, if you go in through the front door, it's actually really cool. There's a fun sequence that plays out where there's like people at reception asking if you have an appointment, stuff like that, and then like you cause some chaos, fight some enemies, and then you go up the elevator, and then you have to fight a series of enemies going up the elevator to get to the top, and then there's a cool cutscene that plays once you walk out of the elevator that's really cool as well. So we're walking up to this board because there's something for us to find. Shinra Inc. Our slogan is, Shinra's future is the world's future. Marco energy for a brighter world. And if we look here, Turtles Paradise newsletter number 2. That's what we're coming here for, because this is missable. You will not be able to come back here for number 2 for a long, long time. So Turtles Paradise letter number 2, that's what you want to come here for. The end of another hard day. Wouldn't you like to sit back with a cool one? You can at the Turtles Paradise. Stop in today. There's nothing like a smooth one after work. Yes, you want to collect the Turtles Paradise letters. Another cool thing when I come into the Shinra building in the front foyer in the original is it's really great because if you've played Dirge of Cerberus, the PlayStation 2 sequel to Advent Children, the continuation, and the last thing that we have in the Final Fantasy VII story in the compilation of 7, there's a door here. And obviously, there's not really a door here. You can take that little indent, that could be a door. There is a door there, and it is a very important door. And everybody just ignored it all these years. I wonder what could possibly be down there. But it's probably something that's deep and underground. And something that the remake in the Intermission DLC actually not only acknowledged, but really brought to the forefront, which was very, very surprising. I did not expect Yuffie's DLC to include some characters at this point in the storyline. But it kind of makes me excited that not only are they're not ignoring the compilation of 7, but I think they're going to take this opportunity to include things in a more cohesive manner that improve and make more sense. I'm looking forward to that. Genuinely, I think that they can use the compilation of 7 lore, characters, and story and improve and include it in the original game, so then they can like do what they want in any potential sequels or remasters. I'm on board for it. Honey, would you buy me that car? But baby, it's way too expensive. What did you say? Hey! Wait, for me! Good, they were hogging the TV because we've got something to watch on this big old TV. Shinra Electric Power Company Motormobiles. The SS EPCMN. This is so cool. You get a secret FMV, which is a showcase of Shinra Motormobiles. So it's like a little model viewer, and I love it so much. And this is something, again, I mentioned this in the first episode when we were looking at the elevator aesthetic. And I do think as much as they are retaining some of the aesthetic and art style of the original game, we are losing some of it too. There's just something about like the vehicles, the environments, the buildings, the diesel punk as people like to call it, that we lose, I think. Look at the Marco engine. Like, these vehicles look so cool. And I just love that there's a full advertisement thing for, like, their cars and seeing how it all works and everything like that. The idea of a Marco-powered engine is really interesting. So there you go, you do get to see that. Welcome! Our special today is... Ah! Here, take the money! I don't want your money. Avalanche ain't no pack of criminals. We just want back what your boss stole from us. Avalanche? We ain't gonna hurt you. We might even pay you if you help us. Oh, okay. Well, I'm here to buy stuff. I'll grab some eye drops. We've got antidotes. We've got potions. We've got a 1 tent already. That'll do. Thank you and come again. Forget I said that. I'm gonna change Cloud's materia over so we can attack all enemies instead of cure all enemies. I'll do that. And we will proceed. Now, that's what you want to do on the lower levels. There's nothing really to gain by going all the way down to the other levels and all the way up here. Like, it's just all the elevators. But it's cool to see all the vehicles on display as well. This is a nice motorcycle, by the way. Look at this nice little motorcycle in the corner. Very good. Pay attention to that. Cloud loves his motorcycles. Let's take the elevator back up. I don't think we get the cutscene that I was talking about if you take the sneaky route first. I might be mistaken. I don't think it plays, though. Yeah. It's a cool one. It shows the security guard, like, sleeping in his chair, like he's, like, nodding off, and it's, like, seeing the security camera angle of them coming out of the elevator. It's really cool. And the remake adds some really interesting lore to this group's infiltration of the Shinra building as well, in regards to a certain mayor, which is a lot of fun, too. I think the remake really just, like, strengthens a lot of background information, which I appreciate. And I love this elevator. We're going to go to the 60th floor. Such a cool background, seeing one of the reactors. Hope Aerith's alright. This is the real thing. Don't let your guard down. Because it's time for the most challenging minigame of all time. Oh. You know what? I got ahead of myself. I got ahead of myself. That's the cutscene. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was at that previous elevator. Probably because it looks like this. Cool. It's not a missable cutscene. I just got ahead of myself. Lovely. I love the concept of that someone's just fallen asleep in the security chair. Your kind don't belong here. Go on, get out. What are you doing here? Unauthorized personnel aren't allowed here. I love that there's these character models here, and what's really interesting about these character models is you never see them again. Like, this specific character model is exclusive to these two people, and I always find it funny that they're like unauthorized personnel, but they're too lazy to like call security or ring any alarms to the guy that's wielding a massive sword on his back, and to the guy with a gun arm, and to the woman who looks like she will break your jaw if you look at her funny. But yeah, they're just like, go on, shoot! We need a game plan. Look at all them guards running around. Cloud, you go on ahead and signal us when it's safe to move. Here we go. The best... best little sequence. Wait for the soldiers to return, then push OK to signal the others. Easiest minigame of all time. Definitely not challenging at all, especially when they start running for some reason. Why are those soldiers so energetic over that other side? Right, it's my turn. never get them to cross when they do that, because they've got more ground to cover on the first run. Oh, almost saw Tifa's boots. There we go. Nice. First try, baby. Okay, we gotta rock. Remember, we're here to save Aerith. Hell, I know that. Here we go, baby. Now, the Shinra building has many, many floors to it. And if you want to, go straight up, you know? Do as what you will wish to do, you know? Do whatever you want. But for me, each floor has something fun to discover, and talking to people, you may be surprised as to what you could learn, what you could potentially receive. The hell are you? And sometimes it's not a good idea to reveal your intentions immediately, because maybe you might blow your cover, maybe you might look a little bit suspicious, maybe you want to, just play it safe a little bit. Oh, I see. So you must be that, Shinra Inc. Repair Division. This building looks like it's starting to fall apart. This door was just pushed open. You ought to fix it right away. Oh yeah, take a look at our other floors too. Here, take this. Keycard 62. Well, that's nice. Maybe if we, were a little impatient, we're like, where's Aerith? He'd freak out, and we wouldn't get that keycard. I don't remember seeing your face before. You new here? Say, you're cute. Let me teach you some things. Things? Wipe that stupid look off your face. I was only going to teach you how to get to the next floor. The higher-ups in the company use the floors above the 60th floor, but you can't get there without a keycard. Get a keycard and you can use the elevators freely. Voila! Hear that sound and the door will open. Just remember, there are different types of cards. One keycard alone won't let you go everywhere. For example, keycard 60 only takes you to the 60th floor, keycard 65 only takes you to the 65th floor. It's a security system worthy of Shinra. After all, they control everything in Midgar, and in the world for that matter. Oh, I have to go. Gotta get back to work. So yes, you have basically a deck of cards, and you gotta shuffle your deck and be like, where the fuck is the right one? How can I hold all these cards? Wouldn't it be better if you had one keycard, and then you had to, have that keycard inserted into a machine, and then you were granted access to higher floors or something? No. Environmental waste. Brand new card for a brand new floor. What's keeping her? Did she forget her keycard? Even employees can't access floors above the 60th without a keycard. I thought I heard a ruckus downstairs a minute ago. Do you know what that was all about? No idea, but no need to worry because everything above the 60th floor is safe. This is the lounge floor. Above us are the special floors for the company bigwigs. It's tough working under someone. Wears you out. I love this room being sort of nature-filled with greenery, despite it being not real, but it's a nice little bit of green in this land of steel. Now what is this? The 62nd floor with a library? Let's take a look, shall we? How do you do? This is the Midgar Mayor's office. Mayor Domino is in his office. I am the Deputy Mayor. If you should have any questions, feel free to ask me. The Mayor, who is handled exceptionally in the remake. So good. I love it so much. Oh, and who might you be? You all must be those... Me, I'm Domino, the Mayor of Midgar. Actually, I'm Mayor in name only. The city and everything in it is really run by Shinra Inc. My only real job is watching over Shinra's documents. Me, the Mayor, a librarian. Oh, you want to get upstairs? I'll tell you what. If you can guess the password, I'll give you my keycard. Yes, that's it. Guess the password, and I'll give you my keycard. Get it on the first try, and I'll even throw in a special item. So good. The library section is handled so much better in the remake too. Like a full-on library instead of 6 shelves. Now, here's the thing. We gotta guess a word, but never guess without some background information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna enter these libraries. The Shinra Inc. Peace Preservation and the Weapon Development Research Library. Now, let's read some books. Let's read some books in relation to peace preservation, right? Let's have a look. Plan for new land weapons, materia production and its military uses, Heidegger's Shinra peacekeeping law, ranks and extended use of Marku weaponry, all looking sensible and normal so far. Modern History of the Midgar Space Program. Part 1. Interesting. And Economic Report, Anti-Shinra Activities. That's weird, right? The Midgar Space Program, that doesn't really fit in this one. That is bizarre. Okay, moving on. We'll move to the next room. What's going on in here? Actually, what is this room about? We should have a look. This is the Space Development Research Library. Interesting. I just read a book about that in another room. Curious. Diminishing Marco Energy and Planet Movements. Modern History of the Midgar Space Program, Volume 2. Breakdown of soldier members by class. And Results of Failed Space Mission YA-79. Economics Report Space Dev Program. And Shinra Rocket Space Travel. Interesting. Something about breakdown of soldier members by class. That's weird. That doesn't fit in there either. I wonder if it means anything. At this point, you can safely guess what the word is if you know what you're looking for. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll check the other two rooms just to see. This is the Scientific Research Library. And in this library, data on experimental animals living near Midgar, the Genova Project, file on Dr. Gast, biologist, the ancients in history, reactor construction chart, and final evolutionary stages in land-dwelling life. What stands out here, you think? What do you think stands out in the Scientific Research Library? What's not very scientific in this room, you know? Maybe something about a reactor construction chart. I don't know about that. That doesn't really fit in. The Urban Development Research Library. You'd think the reactor construction would be in urban development. Think. New plans for urban planning. Problems with plate construction. Midgar city map, sector 0 to 4. Biological characteristics of the ancients. Interesting. An illustrated guide to city planning and Midgar city map sectors 5 to 8. So what is this? Biological characteristics of the ancients doing in here? Curious. Very, very curious. And Dr. Gast, not Dr. Gast, that was one of the books that we just read. Hart says, "Did you speak with the mayor?" "What? A password? Oh, I get it. He's got way too much time on his hands, but you can't really blame him. Everything in Midgar is controlled by President Shinra. Maybe I can help you." And he will offer his help for a price. You say, "Help?" He says, Sure, all right. As a public servant, it's my job to serve the needs of the people. So here's a hint for 500 gil. Forget it. I see. Then I guess that's that. Good luck finding it on your own. If you decide you want help, just be right over here, ready to tell you anytime. Got it? Then tell me. Whoa, what is it? Whoa. Okay, so there's four letters, and there's 4 books, and I wonder if maybe it has to do with those 4 books that are out of place, and then maybe it has to do with the letters being out of place, potentially. You know, potentially. It's the letters being out of place. And potentially, it's bomb. God, I love the sound of that bomb. I'm so angry, I'm like a walking time bomb ready to explode. Well, okay, here, take it. We got keycard 65, and I never thought you'd get it on the first try. Just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Oh well, a promise is a promise. Take this too. The elemental materia. Why would I do something like this, you ask? Revenge, of course. Shinra's been torturing me forever. That's why I was a little rough on you all just now. Now go up there and really make them suffer. This ought to teach them. Wonderful. Bomb is also one of the most likely choices for the word that he picks. You are more than likely to get that one. Now, elemental is really nice because that allows us to add the element of a materia either to our weapon or our armor, so you can choose to protect yourself against an element or to inflict that element upon your enemies. Now, for Cloud, we did give him all enlightening, but I'm actually going to give him elemental enlightening, and that will allow him to do a little bit more damage. I'm going to give all materia to allow us to cure once again. I've changed my mind, and Barrett is going to now receive the cover materia. I could opt to give the all materia over one of these spells, but I think we'll leave it alone for now. I might change it, but we'll see. Now, we have the 65th keycard, which is very cool. And, oh, what's this? 63. Nice. The door's open already. I appreciate that. What's going on in this room? Beep, beep. Verifying keycard. Level B employee verified. You are permitted to open doors on this floor up to 3 times. If you receive an item coupon, remember to exchange it for an item. Warning, do not enter the air conditioning ducts. They are very dangerous. So we can open 3 of these doors in a maze of doors. Which doors will we open, you say? Maybe I'll try this one. Maybe I'll try this one. Yes. My brain went for a second. A coupon, and then, oh, the air conditioning ducts, hey? I'm climbing in them. I'm feeling risky. Perhaps we will be able to get places that we weren't able to get to with a 3-door limit. Now we're going to go down this air duct over here. What could possibly be down this way? I love the crawling animation. Let's have a look, shall we? Whoa! E-coupon. And then we can open one more door. Whee! For the C coupon. A, B, and C in that order. Trapped? Nuh-uh. Air conditioning ducts. Conveniently one that goes all the way back to the beginning. There you go. Wonderful. I'd like to cash these checks, please. Coupon change. You can exchange your coupons for items. Here are the items you can have. A coupon, star pendant. B, 4 slots. And C, the all materia. Please use caution. Once you have exchanged coupons for items, you may not select all clear. Exchange? Yeah. No. Coupon exchange complete. Cashed in, baby. And now you can see why I did not give an all materia to someone else, because I can do it right now. So now Barrett can cast fire on all of his enemies. Now we have 4 slots, which I'm not gonna equip it. You take a hit to your defense, you get a little bit more magic defense, and a couple more materia slots, but we don't have materia slots, so it doesn't matter. And we don't have materia that needs to go in those slots, rather. And we'll give our character with the lowest health the star pendant so they can resist their potential poisoning. So that's our first accessory for the game. And now we have floor 64. What's this? A gym? Let's get lean. If you get tired, you can rest up in the next room. I'm trying to get rid of my love handles. I'm head of building security, so stamina is very important to me. My favorite thing is them being in full suit and tie, like the full get-up, business attire, working out, getting those suits nice and sweaty. You must be a visitor. Feel free to use any open machine. Unfortunately, you can't actually use any of these machines. It would be nice if you could. Let's take a look around. What's going on in here? Locked. Phoenix down. We're just looting from some people's lockers. They won't mind. ether. What's this? Megaphone? Hanging on to this won't do any good. We'll pick up a bunch of shit and meaningless items, but a megaphone, now that is a step too far. Maybe one day we'll pick it up. Who knows? And then if you enter this room, you're like, out of order. Please use a different floor. The Shinra Company Repair Management Department. But I'm busting for the toilet, so we're gonna have to try and find another one. Let's get some rest in this room. Take that opportunity to sleep. Please, let me get some rest. Now that should remove our Fury status, and I think we'll actually keep the Fury status off, just so my characters can enjoy a little bit more accuracy in how they choose to fight their opponents instead of missing most of their blows for the limit break trade-off. I think having Fury before boss battles is a good idea, because you've got your 100% accuracy limit breaks, you know? Floor 65 was the key card that Mayor Domino gave us, which is good. But there are enemies up here! Oh my god, I can see why this was sealed off. And we've got a robot with a mallet. And look at that elemental lightning in action. That is 120 damage. Where usually, it'll be like half that or less. There you go. I did just say I didn't want to kill that enemy, but that's okay. We'll try and re-encounter the enemy in here anyway, because there are some useful items to steal from these ones. Now, let's take a look in here. This is so cool. I love this room. A model of Midgar, a city born from the Earth's marker. It looks like it's busted up, though. It looks like pieces are missing. What's going on with that? And what is the deal with all of these locked chests? What does it mean? One's open. Midgar parts. I see. You know what that means? Some parts are missing. Insert the parts? Ah! Sounds like something opened up. Wow. It all makes sense now. Oh my god, key item Midgar parts. It is now revealed. We are fixing Midgar piece by piece. Come on. And also, something that's very cool is you can look at this, and this one looks different from the other broken pieces because this one is when construction of Sector 6 finishes, Shinra's plan will be complete. That must be why he took Aerith. So you can actually see that Sector 6 looks messed up, and that is accurate to what Midgar actually looks like at the moment, is while they were constructing the plate for Sector 6, there was a huge event where it collapsed, and that's why Sector 6 is filled with so much junk and shit in the slums, is it was a catastrophic event. So literally having Sector 7's plate fall in its entirety is so much more catastrophic there as well. Right next door to it. So if you live on the west side of Midgar, you have terrible luck. Absolutely terrible luck. But if you're living in the other sectors, which we don't really get to see much of at all, you're one of the lucky ones. Now these aren't weak to lightning, so it does not make that much of a difference attacking this enemy with Elemental. Try and see if Tifa can steal, because I can't remember what these dudes have. And this is another one of those enemies, which, it's really funny. It's another one of those enemies that is a special iconic Final Fantasy enemy that instead of being given a time for it to be just a regular occurring enemy to face in the Shinra building, they were like, let's make this one a little bit more special, and it becomes a mini-boss encounter later on in the remake. And I think that's pretty cool, because there are just certain enemy types where they're like, this deserves to be elevated to a higher level, I think. Now, it's just a hyper, so we'll kill these enemies. I'm fine with nabbing one of them. It inflicted Barrett with the Fury status anyway. So we've got him with the Fury status. But we'll keep getting him to spam his limit break anyway, so he can unlock Mind Blow. He's the last one out of the 3 to get his limit break, secondary one. One more Midgar part to acquire over in this back room. See if we can face off against this. Yeah, okay, that does it. We got 2 of them now, so we'll have a nice little stealing session. We'll just be patient because we'll see how long it takes for Tifa to actually get the items that we need from both of them. Oh, it's the... Okay. I will get these echo screens because we do need them. Because that cures silence. But there's another enemy that is similar. With a little spiky ball that it balances on. And that is actually the one that we want to steal from. Because it has a carbon bangle. So we really need that one. We can eliminate this one now in the back. Tifa just stole from the wrong enemy, sadly. 244. Look at him. With that goddamn mallet. It's such a fun little design. We won't have our characters run and escape, because they do not need to. Just make them do a little bit of a dance while we wait for this dude to come back. We are just resting on our laurels here. There he is. Hello. Now, I'm not sure if the other enemy can be found in this room. I would assume so. I'm trying to remember where this other enemy can pop up, but I think he can pop up later as well. But just to make sure, I'm going to run around a little bit more and see if I can discover this enemy type. I love this floor as well. This blue looks really sweet. Let us see if the enemy chooses to reveal itself. I might even put on a little bit of a speed hack. So we'll play at an increased speed to speed our way through these encounters, because this is the dream. This is what you want to do. You want to save time. And this is something I'm grateful for with like older games. Even when they do official remasters, they choose to allow you to do speed ups, and I think it works really well for games that have a lot of random encounters, because they do get repetitive over time, because it's literally just facing against the same enemy types a lot of the time. And it's nice because you get to speed it up without speeding up the music itself and having it be kind of uncomfortable to experience. Now I have 2 limit breaks ready to go, so I may as well unleash them. So we've got a couple of cybernetic enemies in here, which means there's another one that I'm hoping to encounter. Instead, we've got 3 of those. I'm really not going to get 2 years when I've got the game in speed up mode, but that's fine. Unless I'm super lucky. The only thing you have to watch out for when you do the speed ups is how fast a character's health can decline when the enemies attack you, because the game speeds up, but your brain doesn't. You just kind of put your brain on a bit of an autopilot and hope that we find the enemies that we're looking for. I don't think that I'm going to end up finding the enemies in this room. They might be elsewhere. I think that they would have shown up by now. That's another thing, is when you speed up, you forget that there isn't actually a target to attack, and you attack each other. That's fun. Now, Cloud has also been infected with Hyper, so he's more than likely to miss. A good thing that's happening here anyway is when you do grind your enemies, phrasing, you do get AP, and you do get Gil as well, and Gil is important. Money is very important in this game. And so is AP for your materia as well. Leveling up your materia is a very, very important thing to do. Yeah, I'm going to give up. I think that this enemy cannot be encountered in this room, but we'll potentially find him elsewhere. So let's turn that speed right back down. Let's go and put these parts into Midgar. Let's complete this room. Something opened up still, because there's one more box by the exit. What have we gotten? Keycard 66, that's right. We can now proceed. Now, this is where we want to be. Whew. So sick of carrying all these files. But I get to meet lots of guys. I guess that's the benefit of being a secretary. Is it just me, or does the conference room smell? Some sort of stench coming from somewhere. A stench, huh? There you go, the important board members of Shinra chilling in a room behind a big door that we cannot access. But I need to figure out what they're talking about. I wonder. Hey, when you're in the bathroom, do you ever hear whispers coming from somewhere? They're having another executive meeting. I wonder if it's about that plate incident. I love how the NPCs are literally put there to talk about, like, stuff. And there's just some dude peeing in the urinal. Doesn't even wash his hands! No concept of basic hygiene in Final Fantasy VII. Piss in that urinal and walk out. It gives me the feeling that I am alive, the feeling of moving this world just with my hands. Come on, we're building the future of Marco. Alright, stinky room, bathroom, hearing whispers coming from somewhere in your bathroom. I think it makes sense. We're going to flush the toilet. And then we're going to climb up. Just in case our foot slips in, we don't want to dunk it in some of that poop. Here we are. Some more air duct reconnaissance. Whispers, huh? Maybe, just maybe, from the conference room. Jeez, that's a lot of suits. We have the damage estimates for Sector 7. Considering those factories we already set up and all the investments, the damage is estimated at approximately 10 billion gil. The estimated cost to rebuild Sector 7 is... We're not rebuilding. What? We're leaving Sector 7 as it is, and restarting the Neo Midgar plan. And then the Ancients? The Promised Land will soon be ours. I want you to raise the Marco rates 15% in every area. Rate hike, tra-la-la, please include our space program in the budget. Reeve and Scarlet will divide the extra income from the rate increase. Oh man, I fucking love Palmer, dude. So happy that we got to see more of him in the remake because, again, it's an opportunity for these characters that don't really get much to do until later in the story to really shine in this first part of the remake. Super happy when they do stuff like that. What was my Heidegger voice again? I'm trying to remember. Sir, if you raise the rates, the people will lose confidence. It will be alright. The ignorant citizens won't lose confidence. They'll trust Shinra Inc. even more. Ha ha ha! After all, we're the ones who saved Sector 7 from Avalanche. That dirty fuck. The benefits of Apocalypse Final Fantasy VII playthrough is the text boxes are not censored. Hojo, how's the girl? As a specimen, she is inferior to her mother. I'm still in the process of comparing her to her mother, Ilfalna, but but for now the difference is 18%. How long will the research take? Probably 120 years. It's probably impossible to finish in our lifetime, or in the lifetime of the specimen too, for that matter. Look at that eyebrow ridge, dude. Look at the way that they hold his glasses in place. It's such a great design. That's why we're thinking of breeding her. Then we could create one that could withstand our research for a long time. What about the Promised Land? Won't it hinder our plans? Look at that face. It's got to be one of my favorite chibi models in the whole game. Look at that fucking frown. Look at that pointy nose, the hook nose, and that mouth. That's so good. That's what I need to plan. The mother is strong, and yet has her weaknesses. There's no text box for laughing, but it should be included, damn it. That concludes our meeting. Scarlet barely gets to... She doesn't say anything in the meeting itself until this point, which is honestly, I think, quite bizarre. And that's another thing. Scarlet gets amazing scenes in the remake, at the reactor bombing, in the Shinra building itself, and the DLC, she gets a really good spotlight as well. And that's something I really appreciated too. It like really introduces and shows you who these Shinra people are. Like, it shows you who they are, what they're all about, and it was great. So good. Something stinks. That's all she says. They were talking about Aerith, right? I don't know. Probably. Let's follow him. Time to back out. Which I never get right. Because you have to, like, back away. There you go. Back away, back away, back away. Whoop. Hopefully no one's pooping in here when I go back down. Oh shit, someone's in here! The awkwardness of, like, having to wait. Someone's doing a big old shit. I believe you can enter the room now. So you can actually take a look in it from this angle, which is quite cool. I like the design of this room. That red carpet. Oh my god, it's that guy. Hojo. Huh? Oh no, I talked to this guy, fuck. I think this is my favorite floor in the whole building. Just by the events that transpire. I remember him. That Hojo guy. He's in charge of the Shinra science department. Cloud, don't you know him? This is the first time I've ever actually seen him. So, that's what he looks like. Weird. I just remembered something that I wanted to actually do that I always forget to do. Is something I love about this game is it allows you to do window customization. I really love that you are allowed to change the colors to whatever you want them to be. And I like darkening it a little bit. Keeping it with the blue theme, because I think blue is important. But darkening it a little bit. I kept forgetting to do that until just now. Makes everything more readable. These are the enemies that I was talking about, our spinny ball boys. They have something that we want. How long will it take us to acquire these items is another story. Put on the speed. Speed up the process. How long will it take for Tifa to get these items? How many attempts, Tifa? Alright, hold on. Because Barrett's taken all the hits because of having the cover material. Wow, we are having really bad luck with this steel. Tifa, please! I know that it's a rare item, but come on. Wow. Wild. We got this. And we can kill him, and we can focus on the other one, so we're not taking double the damage. Holy shit. I honestly expected to have it by now. There it is! Take him out! Holy shit. The carbon bangle. My lord. Alright, now we will not take double the damage. How long will it take for Tifa to get this item? Oh, okay. Sure. Like, very quickly. Very quickly. Thank you. Wonderful. God, now that the slots go at a slower pace, I couldn't even get the timing right. There you go. We have 2 carbon bangles now. A nice little stealing opportunity, and that allowed Barrett to gain Mind Blow. So carbon bangles are a very, very good upgrade, as you can see. It gives us 9 more defense and 6 more magic defense, and an extra materia slot. So we will be equipping 2 of those, and we will be trying to steal 1 more before we proceed. But yeah, this is the enemy that I was looking for. Carbon bangles are a very, very important steal item in the Shinra building. Oh, and look! They've given us 1 of them only. Perfect timing. And we got it first try. That is so ridiculous. That is hilarious. So they go and make it a journey and a half all the way to Middle-earth, all the way to Mordor to get this this equipment. And then they were like, okay, you've done the hard work to get 1 of them. Enjoy your prizes. Wonderful. So now we've got our 3rd carbon bangle for Barator. We can proceed. NPCs that cannot be spoken to. Let's see. The specimen Hojo asked me for is this room, baby. I love this room so much. Hojo needs to clean this place up, dude. Look at all these boxes. I always love Cloud's hiding spot with his big pointy hair. Is this today's specimen?
Yes, we're starting right away. Raise it to the upper level. My precious specimen. My precious.
His little walk with this, like, head bobble. Can't believe you didn't see my hair. Precious specimen? Is it going to be used for a biological experiment? This music coupled with the heartbeat, it's just like, oh, sound design, big plus points. Because the way that they instantly change the mood. It's so creepy. I love the echo that it has when it stops too. It's just so cool how it like trickles off. It's so cool. Genova. Ah, eyeball titties. Who has an eyeball for a nipple anyway? I'm gonna pass out. Cloud's seen titties for the first time. Ow, he's gone. Genova, Sephiroth's. So, they've brought it here. Cloud, be strong. Did you see it? See what? It's moving. Still alive? This reaction is the best, dude. Where's its fucking head? This whole thing's stupid. Let's keep going. I love how grounded he is because he has no understanding of what this is. Now, this is cool because, like, I love how this sequence plays out, but I think it is handled better. Well, maybe not handled better, but Genova's location is very casual here. It's just in a little igloo, just tucked away to the side of this messy looking box-filled room. I think the way that it is handled in the remake, where it is this full chamber dedicated to her, makes so much more sense for what they're studying, what the storyline is about. Having her in this chamber just makes so much more sense. Like, you don't need to hide it or tuck it away when you're in Hojo's laboratory. It just makes so much more sense for it to be positioned that way than in this small little box, you know? That's a cute little guy. Let's see what's going to happen. 'Cause, yeah, she's just in her little dome there. We will save the game. Never one to turn down a save point. Something I like as well is you can almost sort of mark and identify your save files with the color choice because it saves on the save file itself, which I think is really cool. So if you go full rainbow, that one would be full rainbow, that kind of thing. It's a cool way to identify the difference between different games. And we have now obtained the poison materia, which is really cool. So what we now want to do is we're going to take the elemental materia, we're going to actually remove it from the lightning, and we are actually going to also remove the materia from... We're going to remove the materia from Tifa, and we will put the steel materia on a different character. And we will give Barrett the ability to... We'll keep all and fire on everyone. And we will give him the ice. Cloud will keep his ability to do all and restore. But we will change up this setup a bit. So we're going to have all restore. We're going to have elemental and poison. We're going to have steel on him, and then we are going to also give Barrett lightning instead of sense. We will then also take off the star pendant, and we will take off the carbon bangle. Mithril armlet back on, and we will then give Barrett the star pendant. Why am I doing all of this, you ask? All will be complete. Elemental poison protects us against poison. That is the important aspect of what we've done. And we've given Barrett protection against poison, and we've taken everything off Tifa for no reason yet. Aerith! Earth! Aerith? Aerith, oh.
Is that her name? What do you want?
We're taking Aerith back, dude, sorry.
Outsiders.
Should have noticed it earlier, you.
There's so many frivolous things in this world. You gonna kill me? I don't think you should. The equipment here is extremely delicate. Without me, who could operate it, Ugh. That's right. I recommend you think things out logically before you make any rash moves. Now, bring in the specimen!
Yes, that's right. We're going to witness some sort of really creepy segment from Hojo here, where, remember that he was talking about in that other room, we were thinking of breeding her. Now, when you're thinking about breeding a human, you would think that that also includes maybe another human. As deplorable as that idea is, maybe a little bit less deplorable than the other subject in that breeding being, I don't know, an animal? But Hojo is a special guy. Cloud, help! What do you think you're doing?
Lending a helping hand to an endangered species. Both of them are on the brink of extinction. If I don't help, all these animals will disappear.
Huh? Guh? You do realize that they don't both get pregnant, Hojo. You're going to end up creating some sort of ancient dog hybrid thing, if it even works that way. This is also the thing that Hojo is assuming, that it still works, right? Like, this is bizarre to put into this game. Like, it genuinely is just like, huh? You're gonna pay. Barrett, can't you do anything? Stand back! Stop! And there I go blasting.
What do you do? Oh, my precious specimens!
Got him. Now's our chance to get Aerith. Thanks, Cloud. I love that Hojo is quite literally like effectively being mauled at the moment. Cloud, what's wrong? The elevator is moving.
This is no ordinary specimen. This is a very ferocious specimen.
Hojo taking no damage from the mauling. He's rather strong. I'll help you all out. It talked? I'll talk as much as you want later, miss. We'll take care of that monster. Somebody take Aerith. Somebody take Aerith somewhere safe. Tifa, I'm counting on you. That is why we took our equipment off of Tifa. What's your name? Hojo has named me Red XIII, a name with no meaning to me whatsoever. Call me whatever you wish. Now, if you know, you know, he will be Red XIII. He will remain Red XIII, as entertaining as it may be to do otherwise. Come on! And that is why we changed the equipment for Cloud and Barrett, but left it alone. Because Red XIII has joined the party, which is super cool. And we're going up against enemy Ho512. It's no ordinary specimen. I love the design work on this guy. Ooh, shady breath. So unfortunately, Cloud has protection against poison damage, but not the poisoning itself. He can still get poisoned. There's also nothing to steal, but I forgot if there would be. Now, lovely thing is don't focus on the minions, focus on the big boy. Because he will just bring those creatures back to life if you destroy them. Like, destroy them if you want, deal some damage to them, but it's better to just attack the main boy, who's currently paralyzed due to cross slash. I don't think these enemies have anything item. Yeah. Nothing. So basically, essentially, just don't even go for them. Don't need to. They'll do damage, they'll cast spells, but like it is a waste of your time because they will just get revived. And he's not the most threatening. He will just try and poison your characters. And we at least have one that is immune to the poisoning. Get more of this incredible boss theme. Whenever there's an opportunity for this boss theme to play, we are here for it. Limit break, you say? Don't mind if I do. Cinematic finish of cross slash. We were very prepared for that fight. And then we got a new accessory, the talisman, which I think is spirit plus 10, if I believe correctly. If I remember right. Aerith, you alright? And we get Red XIII's theme playing, which is so cool. She seems alright. In many ways. What did you guys do back there? I have a right to choose too. I don't like two-legged things. What are you? An informed question, but difficult to answer. I am what you see. You must have many questions, but first, let's get out of here. I'll lead the way. Cloud, so you did come for me. I apologize for what happened back there. I was merely acting to throw Hojo off guard. Now we've saved Aerith, ain't no need to be in this building, so let's get the hell out of here. If all 5 of us go together, we'll be noticed. Let's break into 2 groups. Alright, we will stick to this same group. Now, something that's like a little bit unfortunate is, as you can see here, we've got like the cool avatar art where we get some unique portraits for our characters. Sadly, Red XIII does not fit the same aesthetic, really, because that is actually the concept art, that is the sort of official character rendering by Nomura for Red XIII there. And it's cool. I love that piece so much. Red XIII is one of my favorites. But it does try its best to blend in here with the rest of the avatars. I think it fits. So he has all fire and sense. So I'm now going to take steel off, take poison off, switch these around, take lightning off, keep sense on red. We will have elemental lightning. I'm trying to think actually about future encounters, but I'll be able to change it anyway. We're also going to give him steel, because I believe Red XIII has the highest dexterity out of the bunch. Why not? There you go. You don't really need poison materia as an equip. Now, what's cool is Red XIII actually already comes with a mithril armlet, which is nice, but we will of course be giving him the carbon bangle, and talisman is spirit plus 10. I can't even remember what spirit as a status is for. Not particularly sure. It's something that I really appreciate about the new threat mod for Final Fantasy VII as well, is it makes those stats so much more important in terms of actually differing your members to fit a certain like class or job. You can have like more magic-based characters, more offensive-based characters, physically, that sort of stuff. We do not need to change the party. We will keep the same party. So Tifa and Aerith will be together. I'll see you later. We'll be waiting at the 66th floor elevator. The 66th floor elevator. We'll be going first. Meet at the 66th floor elevator, just in case you missed it the first time. There you go. We've got a dog in our party now. Dog companion acquired, dude. Never a bad time. Grab a couple of potions, talk to this guy. He's going to be like, I was just doing my job, bro. And look at this, we've got some soldiers, which is cool. And we wish to keep these around, actually, because they also have something that Cloud wants. So this is very cool. Unfortunately, Red XIII will need to be awake for this encounter. There you go, get that out of here. We don't need no more carbon bangles. So what I love about this is our first encounter with Soldier, which is very cool. And they are Soldier 3rd class. They're a 3rd class soldier. You do not know what a 2nd class is. We don't really encounter 2nd class at all. It's all very much a focus on 1st class, which is what Cloud was, and also Aerith's first boyfriend was also a 1st class. So this is our first exposure to a different class of soldier as an enemy type. And so when Barrett was asking Cloud, hey dude, like, have we actually encountered anyone from Soldier? And he's like, no, you would be dead. So I really like that we are introduced to them, and they're formidable opponents too. They deal a lot of damage to you. They're very tough. I really love that aspect. They're quite a challenging enemy. So it shows you that, like, 3rd class, they have a 2nd level bolt spell for 145 damage as well. Like, that's the thing, right? I'm actually going to cure him because I don't want him to die, and I'm scared that Barrett's going to wake up and kill him, actually. So I'm going to give this guy a positive thing for now. I'm going to heal him because we wish to steal from him. And I'll speed up so we can hopefully steal from him a little faster. Couldn't steal anything, but you will. It's what we need. He's used up all his skill power. Basically their own MP. All he's got left is his normal attack. I kind of love that enemies have skill power as well, so they can't just spam their moves at you forever like we can. Because that also counts as them using up their turn, which is really interesting. There we go, baby. We got the item. We just got the Hard Edge, which is our first new weapon for Cloud. Boom. Finish him with a cross slash. Nice work. You get Hard Edge a lot earlier in the remake, naturally, because you also have a lot of weapons to obtain in the remake because it's treated as a full game. But this is our first new weapon for Cloud at the Shinra building, and it's a nice increase as well. You will be able to buy it at a later time, naturally. You'll be able to attain it, but you can get it now. No, please don't kill me. I only did what Hojo told me to do. To prove it to you here, this is the keycard to the 68th floor. Would I be doing this if I was the enemy? Received key item, keycard 60H. There you go. And we're going to follow him out the way that he went in the inspection way. So we got a lot more potions, and we can now go this way. So you can choose to... we need to go to the 66th floor elevator. You can go up, if you want, to the 69th floor. Our group of 3rd class soldiers here. I love that, like, after you get Aerith, it's like everyone's in, like, full mobilization now. And we're going to be able to witness Red XIII's limit break. I love this limit break. So we've got 2 characters with fire, so we actually might kill all 3 of them. Ooh, nice! 1 is left alive for Red 13, and he's asleep. In perfect timing, he's asleep. Red 13, wake up! Sled Fang! I can't wait to use that limit break in Rebirth, because Red 13 was a guest character in the remake. That was like one of my major letdowns, unfortunately, from the remake. I get their reasoning for it, but at the same time, I just kind of wish that they did include him as a playable character. Just do it right at the end. And they're doing the same thing in Rebirth for 2 characters, and it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I would love for them to just let us have them, goddammit. So we'll have to wait until the 3rd game to have 2 of the party members present in battle, but at the very least, well, not present in battle, they'll probably be in battle like Red 13 was, but just not controllable. The good news is we'll have every single party member available in the next game, which is what I was looking forward to. The whole gang, and then we'll get to play as all of them in the 3rd part. 3rd and final part. Where you going? Everyone's waiting at the 66th floor elevator. So you can get a little sneak peek at floor number 69, which is very nice, but we can go back down now because we're not allowed to head to elevator 66. The time has come. Activate elevator 66. Let's go down, shall we? Where are we going? Yes. You wanna use the elevator too? Sure. Hey, what is it? Would you press up, please? Turks must be a trap. So, this is our first exposure in the original game to the character of Rude. And again, because we won't stop yapping about it, the remake does an exceptional job introducing Rude earlier into the story, and it's to its benefit. It is so good to have Rude as a fight and a character early on in the game to really introduce the Turks as this threat, instead of it being the red-headed quippy guy and Song who slaps women who he is in love with, you know? Questionable choices, Song being very villainous in that scene and that one scene alone. And something I really appreciate about having Rude earlier is, like I said, just better characterization, right? Instead of this random bald dude rocking up in the elevator being like, let's go up, we get opportunities to learn about him, to learn about his dynamic with Reno as well, and their inclusion together is like, it's so funny because it really captures their friendship and their camaraderie in Advent Children as well. It really gives you that too, and it just shows you how exceptional their opportunities for writing these characters from the original to the remake is. Like, these characters are so well written, they're so well realized, they match exactly how these characters should be. So it was a genuine treat, especially as I think we get multiple chances for Rude to appear, and instead of it just being a Reno boss fight at the platefall level, it's Rude and Reno together, and it's such a fun fight. Anyway, we've got Rude, and look at his cool design with his little stash there and his like frown. It's perfect. And here's Song showing up once again. This must have been a real thrill for you. Did you enjoy it? Ugh. And we've finally been caught. Took us long enough to get taken to this place. Tifa and Rude are so close together. The two punching characters. But wait, where's Aerith? This is another really cool thing, is due to the mod, we saw it with Aerith earlier, where if you change her weapon, the one on her back changes. Same with Cloud, so he now has the hard edge model on his back, which is really cool. They got you too? Where's Aerith?
In a safe place. She's the last surviving ancient. Don't you know? They called themselves the Cetra and lived thousands of years ago. Now they are just a forgotten page in history. Cetra. That girl is a survivor of the Cetra? Cetra, or the Ancients, will show us the way to the Promised Land. I'm expecting a lot out of her. Promised Land? Isn't that just a legend? Even so, it's far too appealing not to pursue. It's been said that the Promised Land is very fertile. If the land is fertile, then there's gotta be Mako. Exactly. This is why our money-making Mako reactor is necessary. The abundant Mako will flow out on its own. That is where Neo Midgar will be built, Shinra's new glory. Puh! Fuck, quit dreaming. Asshole. Oh really? Don't you know? These days all it takes for your dreams to come true is money and power. Well, that's all for our meeting. Come on, out of his way. Hold it! I got a lot to say to you. This rude pushes him out of the way. If you wish for anything else, talk to my secretary.
I love that line. This is such a great sequence.
Psst. Can we get out? Leave it to me, babe. Psst. Cloud, you're so brave.
Let's see how Barrett is doing. I wonder how Aerith's doing. I wonder how Red XIII is doing. Let's check in the order, shall we? Hey! Aerith is an ancient, and the real name of the ancients is Cetra. The ancients know where the Promised Land is, and the Shinra is searching for that Promised Land. I only heard stories about the Promised Land. I don't know if it really exists. Is that right? The Shinra believe that the Promised Land is full of Mako energy. Which means, if the Shinra get there, they'll suck up all the Mako energy. The land will wither away. The planet's gonna get weaker. Can't just leave them be. I'm recruiting new members. Me, Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith too. How about you? Goes to sleep. You're so damn boring. I wonder how Red XIII is doing. Grandpa. Grandpa? Grandpa. What's so funny? Nothing. That's all we get out of Red XIII. I wonder how Aerith is doing. Cloud, are you there? Aerith, you safe? Yeah, I'm alright. I knew that Cloud would come for me. Hey, I'm your bodyguard, right? The deal was for one date, right? Oh, I get it. Tifa? Tifa, you're there too? Excuse me. You know, Aerith, I have a question. What? Does the Promised Land really exist? I don't know. All I know is the Cetra were born from the planet, speak with the planet, and unlock the planet. And then the Cetra will return to the Promised Land, a land that promises supreme happiness. What does that mean? More than words. I don't know. Speak with the planet? What does the planet say? It's full of people and noisy. That's why I can't make out what they are saying. You hear it now? I only heard it at the church in the slums. Mother said that Midgar was no longer safe. That is, my real mother. Someday I'll get out of Midgar, speak with the planet, and find my promised land. That's what Mum said. I thought I would stop hearing her voice as I grew up, but... And this is something that's very important, is they're like, oh, the promised land, supreme happiness, and everything is great. Usually, that sort of rhetoric, that sort of speech is, you die and go to heaven. It's a heavenly paradise. You have freed yourself from your mortal bonds. You are now promised eternal happiness, right? And this game has a really beautiful mythology with the life stream and returning to the planet, and the planet being this sentient force with that magical energy of Mako and the life stream. And I think something that's really, really beautiful is in the remake, we walk through like a museum. Like you go through this whole little section of seeing things about Shinra and their mission and what they're doing. You get to see like concepts of what they want Neo Midgar to actually look like, which is incredible because it looks great. It looks really cool and very futuristic. Almost kind of like aesthetically Final Fantasy VIII like Balam Garden looks very similar to like, it has that same sort of aesthetic to like the Neo Midgar stuff, which I thought was really cool. And then eventually you get into this like hollow projector room and it shows you like their mission statement, you know, their plan, but also giving you a history of the ancients and like what came before. And it was this beautiful CG like movie, and it was gorgeous, and it was so green that it eviscerated me from my green screened webcam. It was hilarious, but it was such a great visual, and the story that takes place within that sequence and the stuff that happens, very, very good stuff. Again, the remake taking almost every single opportunity it can to inject more of that sweet lore into your veins, and I eat it up. Absolutely. But for now, let's just get some sleep. I love how simple that goodnight theme is. It's so nice. But our door is open. What's going on? My favorite part of this whole sequence. And one thing that I will actually say that I think the remake did not do better or failed in its chance to really capture this feeling, right? There's something about the way that the remake handles this that just didn't hit the right notes for me. There were certain elements where I was like, the remake took something and improved it and they expanded upon it. It was amazing. And then there's a couple of things where I feel like they didn't take that step, unfortunately. And it all comes down to some unfortunate censoring. For sure, it's a lot of unfortunate censoring that would bump the rating up, and therefore they want as many people to play this game as possible. And you know what? I would love content filtering. Censorship, have it as an optional toggle. Have it censored by default so that kids don't really mess around with it or something like that. I don't know. But I think it's because, you know, they want multiple people to be able to play this, kids and all. But the funny thing is this game in Australia, for example, I'll just use the Australian rating convention because that's what I grew up with. This game was rated G for general, right? So G is for like, is basically E for everyone. G8+. So recommended for 8-year-olds and over to be able to play this game. And the next step up from that was M for mature, M15+. And then it was R18+. So we basically had, we had G, PG, which was parental guidance advised, M for mature, MA, which was mature adults. So sometimes you had M15+, but then I think that changed into MA15+, and then it just became M on its own. And then you had the R18, which video games did not even have a R18 option. MA15 was our maximum for video games, and if anything was qualified as an R level, it was banned in Australia or heavily censored in Australia to achieve a release. And it wasn't until I think it was, I'm trying to think, I think it was like 2012, like 2011, 2012 maybe, that we got R-rated video games allowed. Like the Mortal Kombat 9 game got released finally. That game was originally banned in Australia. Left 4 Dead 2 had to release in Australia, heavily censored in order to get released, and it was still MA15. So it was really great because there's a lot of R18 video games that have been released over the years. There are even some games that still get banned in Australia and need to be reviewed, like Disco Elysium. The final cut was not approved for release in Australia initially. Just silly stuff like that. We have a video game classification board of a bunch of old people that like they haven't moved in centuries. They're covered in dust, and they get a game on their board and they look at it and go, "Drugs, no!" And that's the Australian video game classification board. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Anyway, back to video games. Tifa's sleeping soundly. Look at her. The door's open. When did it open? What the fuck? What's going on? The guard's sleeping on the job? What's going on? What's happened? Just want to give a chance for this theme to shine through. Again, just creepy. Creepy, eerie, haunted themes. Just sets the tone perfectly. Tifa, wake up. What's wrong? Something's wrong. Look outside. I love the doom 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 doom. I wonder what happened. Should have the key on him. Come on, Tifa, get Aerith. I'll go help Barrett and the others. Aerith wakes up so sweetly, softly. She's like, This is kind of eerie. Must have been attacked by... Everyone! Oh, don't fucking wake up! Barrett, Red 13, come with me. Something's wrong. He's like, how'd you get in? Why's the door open? The hell's going on? No human could have done this. I'll go on ahead. I'll clean up back here. You guys go ahead. Don't get caught by Shinra. Come on, let's follow Red 13. Okay. And we are now in a background shift. Now, I unfortunately did not change my equipment before this, but that is okay. It is not the worst thing in the world. We do also have new equipment for Aerith. So we got the Mithril Rod, but look at this. It is still half as strong as the striking staff. So the striking staff that we stole from Elagor in the train graveyard is the best equipment for Aerith for a long time. And that's all well and good. Now, materia. Everyone's materia has been automatically taken off, which is good. So we're going to give Aerith the all and restore. We'll give all and fire to Cloud. He can have his cover back. Ice, fire. Tifa can have steel and sense and all and fire. Perfect. Now there is a change here in the environment. As you can see, it's looking a little bit red over there. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the remake as a comparison. Is the remake heavily censored this scene. It was not a trail of blood, which, by the way, this is the title of this song. The track for this game is called Trail of Blood. And the remake did a rendering of this song, but it was not blood. It was like purpley sludge, and it just doesn't have that same feel at all. It was like this trail of like alien goo, right? And it just doesn't hit different seeing the absolute massacre here. Because something that's really important to note is the Trail of Blood is not just Genova's blood, who's been ripped out of this environment, as you can see here, but it's the blood of all of the people who are dead on the floor, right? Where's their blood? Unfortunately, very heavily censored. And I think that the remake should have just doubled down, dude. Should have doubled down. Genova specimen. Looks like it went to the upper floor using that elevator for the specimens. Get away? Genova? Went upstairs. Take the opportunity to save. Once more. Looks like it leads up. And you see like the scratch marks on the walls as well. And then Shinra experiments breaking out of their lab. Zeneni. And we do fight these creatures in the remake as well, and I think they're brought in a really cool way. They're a really fun enemy. Challenging. And you can steal the deadly waste from them. I love that sound effect. It always creeped me the hell out. Playing this sequence as a kid, I thought was really great. Like, it's not something that freaked me out or like terrified me or anything like that. It was genuinely a sequence where I was so immersed, and I could feel the stakes. I thought that this was really cool. Even as a child, I could understand the grave nature of this sequence, and it wasn't something that like terrified me or scarred me or felt was inappropriate. You knew that something huge was taking place here. It was creepy, it was terrifying, in a cool way, you know? And these creatures that you end up fighting, these monsters that get released, the sound design of these enemies' attacks as well is so cool. So now we get to go up to the 69th floor. But it doesn't look as nice this time. And we now have a new enemy here as well, the Vargid Police. I don't know. So, like, the naming choices are very interesting sometimes. The police. Huh? Now, I'm not sure what we can steal, actually. So we will find out. And I think another thing that really sold me on the creepiness of this scene as well was also the fact that the battle music did not change back to the normal battle music. They decided to keep this theme playing to really just keep that feeling of unease through the whole thing. And loved it. So good. It was a good choice to do that. They were like immersive battle music. Now I'm hoping before we get to the top we can see another enemy type, which is such a unique choice for an enemy design. Hopefully we can see that. We'll run around a little bit to make sure that we encounter it, because it's so cool. And it is in the remake as well, which I think is really cool. Just going to try and encounter it before we proceed. Oh, you know what? I've actually made a tremendous mistake as well. I don't know why I've forgotten about it. So we're actually going to backtrack a little bit to the 68th floor, because there is a materia that drops out of the elevator where Aerith and Red XIII is. Usually it makes a very obvious sound effect that it has dropped out, but I must have been talking, so I forgot. I was caught up in the hype. So we're going to actually just quickly run back to this elevator, because I believe it should still be there. Because you miss it otherwise. Yes, there it is. So it's sitting right there. The enemy skill materia. Should have picked that up right after. So you can equip the enemy skill command. So this is like blue magic in other Final Fantasy games. Like Quistis in Final Fantasy VIII has blue magic, and it is magic or abilities that you learn from your enemies naturally. So in this game, they go for an enemy skill materia. So if the holder of the enemy skill materia is attacked by a specific attack, they will learn it. And this is the enemy here. It is beautifully known as a brain pod, because there is no better name for it with their creepy attack, Refuse. It is a brain in a pod, for lack of a better term. Really, it's like, even though technically in this model that you can see it's actually a head, not a brain, but you know, you get the idea. You will also be able to see it because it has a really, there it is. You see its little head come out, and it's so funny. Ugh. It's this silly little head, and they are really picking on Tifa right now, dude. Really picking on Tifa. We'll just give her a high potion. Oh, she's got 2 left. And she died by poison. Fuck! That's our first death. I've now wasted my high potion. I just threw it away. I threw it away. Let's wake Tifa up. Unfortunately, she loses her limit break due to getting knocked out. This game does bully you sometimes. Like, a character who has just woken up can then proceed to be attacked immediately by all of the enemies, sadly. I'm just going to use my last high potion on Tifa now. Hopefully I don't get killed again. There's a brain pod destroyed. Now, I don't think that there is a enemy skill to learn in this segment, unfortunately. The first enemy skills that come to us are just a little bit after this. Cloud, wake up, please. You've got cross-slashing too. Now, I want to steal from the brain pod because I can't remember what we can get from them. speed up the process a bit. And an antidote, which is not worth it. That's fine. An antidote. Yeah, the brain pod is a very cool enemy that I at least wanted us to see before we moved on. Just a creepy little guy. Alright, perfect. Now we find ourselves out here, and we are going to save. And at this point, not make any changes to our characters. And now this is a moment that has remained etched in my memory for eternity. I remember being so absolutely shocked at this sequence. Like, seeing this for the first time blew me away because I think this was one of the first... This game was my first experience with established character death, taking them out of the story. This was like, because this was one of the first video games that I played, and I played it very, very early on. And this game really nailed the character death and the stakes when Avalanche members died. Biggs, Jesse, and Wedge actually died. And then the president, the head of Shinra, is dead. Just really, really unexpected things happened here where I was like, okay, this whole plot armor arrangement, like characters that you grow to know and some of them you care about, get taken from you. And that was a first for me because the other video games that I played did not involve death. So it was just, yeah, very new, very interesting for me. And this sword must be Sephiroth's. Sephiroth is alive? Looks like it. Only Sephiroth can use that sword. Who cares who did it? This is the end of the Shinra. Please don't kill me. What happened? Sephiroth came. Did you see him? Did you see Sephiroth? Yeah, I saw him with my own eyes. You really saw him? Would I lie at a time like this? I heard his voice too. He said something about not letting us have the Promised Land. Then does that mean the Promised Land really does exist and that Sephiroth's here to save it from Shinra? So he's a good guy then. Save the Promised Land? A good guy? No way. It's not that simple. I know him. Sephiroth's mission is different. Whee! Off he goes. Rufus! Fuck, I forgot about him. Who's that? Vice President Rufus, the president's son. I heard that he's been assigned somewhere else for a long time. I've heard that no one's ever seen him bleed or cry. I wonder what sort of person he is. I only know his name. I find it really interesting that, like, Barrett and Aerith are the ones that have actually heard about him by reputation. Red XIII knows his name, and then Tifa's like, who's this? And there's President Shinra, sleeping peacefully with a sword in his back. So, Sephiroth was actually here. By the way, just who are you? What an epic sequence. I love this scene. I'm Cloud, ex-soldier, first class. I'm from Avalanche. Me too. A flower girl from the slums. A research specimen. What a crew. Well, I'm Rufus, the president of Shinra Inc.
You're only president because your old man died. Correct. I'll let you hear my inauguration speech. Father tried to control the world with money, and that worked for him. The people believed that Shinra would protect them. Work at Shinra, get your pay. If terrorists attack, the Shinra army will help you. It looked perfect on the outside. But I do things differently. I'll control the world with fear. It's too much to do it like my old man. A little fear will control the minds of the common people. There's no reason to waste good money on them. He likes to make speeches just like his father. Get Aerith out of the building. What? I'll explain later. Barrett, this is the real crisis for the planet. The hell's that supposed to mean? I'll explain later. Just take my word for now. I'll go after I take care of him. Alright, Cloud. So cool. Look at the group running together. I wish we could see that instead of the party members being inside of us. Cloud. I just thought of something. I'll wait for Cloud. Everyone, get to the elevator. Now, this is something important. It's going to get pretty ugly from here on. We should check our equipment. So, Cloud and Tifa's materia, remove it. There you go. And now, playable Aerith. We are playing as a new character, which is very strange. Now, we have removed their materia, and for good reason. Now, equipment will stay the same, so we'll keep Aerith with the mithril armlet, and we will put the talisman on Red XIII. And now we will have a look at our materia. So, you will need to prepare yourself for this a lot. So, obviously, if you're playing this for the first time, you have no idea what you are going to be potentially encountering as you leave. Maybe you're like, nothing could happen to me, but it's not always the case. So we have Barrett, and he is a long-range fighter, and we're going to give him Elemental and Lightning. Aerith is our spellcaster. She will have the ability to cure everybody, and she will also have the ability to attack at range with spells. This is one of those moments where I wish that I had more versions of the lightning spell. That's sort of like my own fault there. There is no point in having steel. There is also no point in having another all materia unless you have another cure spell, sadly. So we will also give fire to Barrett. We will also give fire to Red XIII. And there is genuinely not much sense in him having anything else, but let's just put some stuff onto his thing anyway. I think that is fine. The most important thing is Elemental and Lightning on Barrett and all Restore on Aerith. That is what you want. And we're going to take the elevator and we're going to get out of here. And nothing could ever possibly go wrong in this elevator. Or maybe it can. Maybe we'll take the elevator and there will be a literal giant weapon in the elevator next to us. Now, I love how ridiculous this is in the original game because the elevator is small. You stand in it, it's small. Obviously, when you're in a battle arena, everything is extended for size. The concept of a giant weapon in the elevator next door is fucking hilarious to me. And the remake fixes this. It makes it a fight in an actual floor. It just makes so much more sense, and it fits. It also restructures the second phase of this fight to actually have that boss fight earlier on in the remake, like it has already happened when you are on the approach, getting into
the Shinra building itself. And I just think that that's fine. That is a good choice. But this fight, we'll take it for what it is. It's a bit of a strange one, an elevator fight. So as you can see, a fight in 2 elevators means we can't just walk over there and attack the enemy at short range. So that is why Barret, his gun arm, is the crucial element of this fight. Luckily, Red XIII does have a limit break that he can use, and while it is a physical attack, limit breaks are not bound by the laws of physics, and so Red XIII's limit break will still be able to get through, which is nice. So basically this will be Barret attacks with elemental lightning, so he deals more physical damage to the enemies, and Red XIII and Aerith will be spell casting and supporting. That's basically how this will work out. And it is basically just that, rinse and repeat. It's a very simple fight in this sense. We are fucking up this machine as much as possible. I love this design though. The concept of this being basically, how many guns can we put on this thing? He's got 2 massive gun arms, he's got guns on his head, he's got a artillery cannon. He's a very interesting design. And he's got a attack that can hit every enemy at once, also. I'm going to have Aerith use her limit break at this point, because this will allow her limit break to build. Now the sensor cannon is charging because we have destroyed the other weapons. And to avoid potentially being wiped off the face of the earth by that sensor cannon, we should probably apply pressure and keep up the onslaught. We'll see if Barret and Red XIII are even able to get their limit breaks off here. We'll see. But the sensor cannon has actually already been charged. Oops-a-daisy. So we're probably going to take that one right to the face. I don't remember it charging that quickly. Is it coming? It's coming! Wave artillery! Bam! For the whole team to enjoy. Luckily, not too crazy.
There it is. The destruction.
It's over, guys! Yay!
It's not over.
Here we go. This is the Heli Gunner, which was affectionately changed to the Valkyrie, I believe, in the remake. Beautiful name for this monster design, this mechanized flying thing. I love the concept of it being called a Valkyrie. And you face this in the remake much earlier, and it's a very fitting place for the character, for the enemy to be. I love it. So this is the second phase. A flying enemy, which has a bunch of cannons on it and a bunch of blades on it. And we're getting the opportunity for some decent limit breaks here, which is nice. Big shot. I believe this boss is weaker as a result of being the second one out. Because if you're not prepared for this fight, you're going to have a terrible time, and you might just really be struggling when the second boss hits. Here we go. And then it's going to start spinning because it's also a Beyblade with a pointy base. Why is it ominously spinning? Quick, destroy it before we realize... Oh, never mind. Flying drill does a lot of damage, but that's its greatest mistake. I unfortunately did not get Barret to use the limit break there, but that's okay. We'll save it for later. And we get a mithril armlet, which is useless to us now, and then, here we go. We are now with Cloud and Rufus. We're going to remove the materia from other members. This Cloud needs to equip himself. So we've got the Carbon Bangle and the Hard Edge, and we can now protect against poison or give ourselves some more spirit. We will go for the Talisman, and what we want here is... I don't think we actually need to bother about any elemental resistance, so we'll actually attack with something that is very useful here, which is elemental and poison, which you'll see why. All materia will be useful for at least the beginning of this fight. We will also... I'm just going to equip it just in case. I don't think there's any enemy skills here. I don't think steel comes into play at all either. But we'll just put it on there, just in case. So elemental poison, all fire, stealing, enemy skill, and ice. Now, Apocalypse, what are you doing? All materia and fire? Why do you need all materia? It's just one guy. Who knows, dude? Who knows? Only I know, and you will see why. Why do you want to fight me? You want the Promised Land and Sephiroth. That's right. Did you know that Sephiroth is an ancient? Whatever. I can't let either of you or Sephiroth have the Promised Land. I see. I guess we won't be allies. Boss battle time. This fight is ridiculously hard in the remake, dude. And, like, I love it. It's so fucking hard. Rufus is a skilled fighter. Like, really skilled fighter. And I think his boss fight is incredible in the remake. It's so much fun. It's very cool in this sequence. He's got his guard dog. That is why we have the all materia. Elemental and bio is important for one thing and one thing only. Poisoning Rufus. Okay, we do get attacked with a magical spell. And they will do a lot of damage to us. Cross Slash, very important as well, because Cross Slash is a paralyzing limit break. It does inflict paralysis on your enemies, so we can freeze Rufus, and this means we are not going to be getting shot in the face for a little while. And we can focus on his puppy as a result. We used All Fire once because this guard dog has the ability to cast Barrier and Magic Barrier. Luckily for us, he did not cast Magic Barrier on Rufus before we killed him. Wait, where's my fucking cure materia? Oh, fuck. I forgot to put Restore on. Out of all of those materia, I forgot to put Restore on, which I have now, as a result, given us hard mode. That is very funny. I'm trying to inflict poison on Rufus, and it is not working. I'm going to cross-slash him for paralysis once again. That'll give me an opportunity to heal myself. I let myself get down to really low health. That's fine. That's all for today. We actually dealt enough damage, so that was fine. We didn't even end up poisoning him, but it is a backup strategy to put the pressure on. You can poison Rufus and he will take damage. Luckily, we did not get killed. We got the Protect Vest and the Guard Source. We didn't even get an opportunity to steal because I was immediately put on the back end there. I can't believe I forgot to heal. That is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, this would be fine. Just put a bunch of materia on that I don't even need or care about. Restore materia, who needs it? And I love that the boss battle theme continues to play during our escape sequence too. So now it's time for us to get out of here. Tifa! Where's Rufus? Couldn't finish him. This is gonna get complicated. We're back as Aerith, and we've got Aerith, Barret, and Red XIII. I'm just gonna quickly save here. We do have the ability to save anywhere, just as a mod. I just forgot to save, so we'll just do that. Let's get out of here. I'll go on ahead. Oh look, there's actually people outside now, because they are really aware of our presence. Fuck, we're surrounded. If I was alone, this wouldn't be a thing, but I got a reputation to protect. You all get out while you can. It's not you they're after, it's me. Yeah, well, that ain't happening. You got caught up in this over Marlene. Now it's my turn to help you.
Okay, playtime's over, jackasses.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Who you calling Mr. Barrett? That don't sound right.
Well then, if you are through talking, may I suggest that we think of a way to get out of here?
Huh? Oh yeah. You're cold, man. Just like someone else around here I know.
Did you say something?
Not a thing. So what are we gonna do? Barrett! Coolest sequence inbound. Tifa, where's Cloud? Everyone, over here. Huh? What's up? Where's Cloud? He's coming. Hurry. This music, and look! Actual full-bodied character models in this cutscene.
And what is that?
Cloud being fond of motorcycles. I fucking love it. This blew me away. When I saw this scene for the first time, I freaked the hell out. I was like, look at the graphics! What the fuck? They're actual full-bodied characters and not blocky Lego pieces. So cool. Just like we're driving vehicles inbound, baby. Driving vehicles indoors. That's how we're getting out of here. Right onto the Midgar Expressway. I love the aesthetic of the buildings and the expressway here. I think it's such a unique design. I love it. So here we are, our improved bicycle model. We are going to form a party as well. It is very important that we do that. So the team that I will roll with is what we have here. I am going to roll with Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa. So we're going to take off Elemental Poison. We are going to have Elemental Lightning. We will take Steel off and put that on Tifa. We will give Barrett the cover materia. We do not need much happening here, but we're going to have All and Restore with Cloud, Elemental Lightning, Enemy Skill. Going to not equip the Fire materia. Genuinely the most useless materia that you could equip at this point in time. So basically, there's not much to do here except have you want to keep Cloud alive as the Elemental Lightning and the healer for the team. Barrett will apply pressure however he can, and Tifa's there too. That's essentially how we're going to rock with this one. And we now have a Protect Vest, which gives us Vitality plus 10. We will give that to Tifa. We don't really need Star Pendant, but we'll do it anyway. And we'll start the game. Nice. So what's really cool is now you can see the character portraits, which is actually how they're supposed to look on the menu screen. And they still look great, right? I love those, the Tetsuya Nomura character portraits, but we're playing a modded experience, and I wanted to give some cool little visual improvements or changes, you know? But I love that you get to see the original drawings here because they're works of art. They're gorgeous. Nomura's artwork has always been gorgeous. And this little sequence, this escape on the expressway is so much fun. So they're all rocking in the truck together, and you get to see the updated character models for them, as well as the motorbikes and the truck as well. Such an iconic vehicle. We just want to protect our team. Something that's important to note is the damage that they are actually receiving. You see their health bars going down. That is damage to their actual health bar. So luckily Barrett and Tifa's health has not gone down as much because what comes next is important. You want to make sure the characters actually have their health at a decent amount, so you can actually get them killed. Something I love about these enemies is when you take out a bike in front of others, it will do damage to the ones behind them, so you can knock off multiple bikes in one go. And something that was really cool is having a bike sequence in the remake before this as well, which I thought was really cool. With Jesse on the motorbike and Biggs and Wedge, and then your introduction to an actual soldier, a soldier character. It was so much fun. I loved that sequence a lot. And what the fuck is this? What are we being chased by? And roads out. The remake did a great job at this escape sequence too. And it made sense for the fight. So here we are at the end of the road with a fight against, what is it? Giant fucking spiky wheeled machine. So cool. This is Motorball. Where's the ball? I don't know. Now, the remake decided to change this boss fight in a way that makes a lot of sense. So it's actually a fight that takes place while you're on the bike. So instead of it just catching up to you and then just being like this normal fight, you fight it and you attack the wheels, you dodge, duck and weave all around it, and have a really cool fight on the bike. And it's just very well done. Very cool. And this is something that was really kind of thought about and theorized by people playing before the remake came out. They were like, is the final boss of the remake part 1 going to be Motorball? That would be weird. And the developers agreed that it would be weird because it is not the final boss of the remake. Which was a very conflicting thing for me at first, because I initially was very conflicted and not too pleased about their choices for how they wanted to end the first part of the remake. I guess they felt like they needed to give it a bit more of an actual ending feeling leading into the next part. But honestly, it rubbed me the wrong way at first, and it felt very Kingdom Hearts for me, and that, I think it just worried me. Like, it really did worry me. I've come to terms with it, come to peace with it. I have 2 ending videos of my remake playthrough on the channel. My first initial reaction, and then I played the game a week later with a chance to really soak things in, and think about things. Also listen to what other people were saying and theorizing and thinking about, and it really helped to kind of address some feelings that I had towards the game and towards the ending. Because, like, I had been obsessed the whole game, so fucking pleased, so happy, freaking the hell out. This is the greatest game ever. And then I got to the end and I went, oh no, I'm actually really worried and upset. And there's our boss defeated. So it was like something that was a very genuine emotion that I struggled with, because I adored the game completely, right? In love, wanted it to be a perfect 10 out of 10. And there were a couple of things that weren't, and I wanted to be honest about that, because a lot of people, their favorite video games or their favorite things, they don't want to be critical of it. They want to be, they want to ignore those critical things and be like, this is perfect, it has no flaws, right? And I'm a very honest person, and if I'm playing my favorite game of all time and I'm playing a remake of that game, if there's something that I don't really particularly enjoy, I'll be honest about it, because I wasn't really particularly enjoying it the first time around. I was like, oh no, what's happening? And there was a lot of stuff where I felt like it was breaking some rules because it was showing scenes and flash forwards of stuff that we hadn't got to see or experience yet. And I'm like, what are you doing? And it made sense within the context of the plot, but I think a lot of people's main gripe with the remake was the plot ghosts. It was a very meta thing, and it was like something that felt a little bit unnecessary because it was a meta narrative. It was very much like these ghosts that were like, the plot has to go a particular way, and it was very much like this fourth wall. This is the audience making sure that the plot goes as it needs to go, but these characters are like, we're not bound by destiny. We will make our own future. We will forge our destiny, And I just felt it to be a little bit unnecessary. But I am excited to see where it's going to go. There's also so much buried under the surface about the remake and the direction that they're going in that I actually think is really awesome. So in that second ending episode that I uploaded a week after finishing the game for the first time, there's a little bit more time to reflect and talk about things and theorize about the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know? Very good stuff, I think. Especially with what's waiting around the corner and the way that the game ends. The unknown journey continues, right? Well, what do we do now as we reach the end of the road at this beautiful scene? Sephiroth is alive. I have to settle the score. Will that save the planet? It seems so. Then I'm going. I'll go too. There are things I need to know. Even though she'll miss the steel sky. About the ancients? Many things. I guess it's goodbye, Midgar. Red XIII says nothing. And this is such a pivotal moment in the game, in the story. Absolutely pivotal moment. It's amazing. Where you reach an end of the road. You have just spent the whole game so far in Midgar. There's so many people that said when they played this for the first time, they thought Midgar was the whole game. They thought that Midgar was the world that you were in. And this was such a change. The journey continues, you know? There's more. Such a beautiful part of the game. When they did announce, hey, the remake, first part, the whole game is Midgar. I was so happy and excited because Midgar is one of my favorite locations. It has some of my favorite story moments, and the concept of expanding that and adding more to that story with Midgar and being able to see more of it, I was like, yes, please, I'll take it. And they really did. They gave us expansion on Avalanche, Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. They gave us opportunities to see more locations in Midgar, the upper plate. New missions, new characters, like just so much more that actually held value. It wasn't for nothing. It wasn't pointless dragging on to make it a full game. It had purpose. It had a place being as big and as long as it was to focus on just Midgar, and it really makes you appreciate and form an attachment to the city a lot more. And it just gave a perfect ending point to be like, this is the first part. Now it's all opening up into the unknown. What could possibly come next? And I think that it handled it really, really well. And Rebirth is shaping up to be such a beautiful game, beautiful experience, being a true, definitive, open world, which Final Fantasy was at the time. Final Fantasy has a world map. It has an overworld that you run around and explore in. And it's open world in every sense of the word. Before open world games got really stale and objective heavy and just really overwhelming you with just pointless exploration stuff, this is when open world meant a little more. It wasn't just like filling it with pointless shit to do. Everything was intentional. Everything was worth exploring. There were secrets to uncover that were actually defined as secrets. You couldn't figure it out on your own unless you were lucky or looking in the right places, and you had guides online and people figuring things out and finding stuff out that's completely missable. And it was like this magic of the open world. It was like, you see that hill, you can go there, and it actually happened. You could go there. And there was just so much to take in and discover. I'm very, very excited for Rebirth to actually take us in that direction, right? It's really, really beautiful stuff. Yes, this is the start of our journey, right? That's the really important part, is these characters have reached the end of Midgar, and for them, this is now the start of this unknown journey to pursue Sephiroth. And that is also a really important thing to realize, is we have not even seen Sephiroth. We have no idea what he looks like. And that was so intentional. And they treated it in the original. I believe this is actually quoted in interviews. Sephiroth was actually treated like the character of Jaws, where you just hear about it until you get this reveal of the massive shark. We only hear about Sephiroth, and it's like Star Wars. You only hear about the Emperor in the first game. You only hear about mentions of this Emperor figure. You don't see him. You don't bear witness to his glory. He is built up in the background as this figure that we don't even get to see until they decide to pull back the curtain and showcase who this character is and really learn about him. And the remake does take a different approach in a way that makes sense, because at this point, everyone knows who Sephiroth is. Everyone knows who he looks like, what he looks like, because Final Fantasy VII has existed for a really long time now. It was its 25th anniversary last year, right? 25 years. And then we've also had Crisis Core, we've had Advent Children, we have seen a lot of Sephiroth all over the place. Kingdom Hearts, Dissidia, he's everywhere. Everyone knows who Sephiroth is. So holding back his appearance doesn't have that same impact anymore, because we know who he is. We know what he's about. Even new people who haven't played it before, they've seen Sephiroth. They know what he is. So what they do is they're able to work in some future narratives later on in the game in an effective way here and show you Cloud's trauma with the character early and very directly. Confront you with images of Sephiroth and hallucinations for Cloud, and you actually get to see the manifestation of Sephiroth appear in the ending sequence of this game, going through the Shinra building, having some really important scenes, and then also the ending sequence being Sephiroth versus the party during this whole plot ghost Kingdom Hearts ending scenario. You fight Sephiroth, and you even witness an event that you don't see until so much later, in fact, the ending. But it is weaved into the first part of the remake in such a intentional way where Sephiroth says, no, it's not time yet, it's too early. So you witness this event so much earlier than you would normally, and Sephiroth says no, and he shuts it down and kicks you back out, and I think that's really fucking interesting. 7 seconds, what will you do with it? As you're on the edge of creation itself. And it's got this meta-narrative once again of Aerith and Sephiroth having larger understandings of the world around them than they should have compared to this game. And it's really fascinating. And it makes it very exciting for what's around the corner. Which is why it's like the unknown journey will continue. What the hell is going to happen? And then this is the starting point of the journey. Hunting Sephiroth. We don't even know what this guy looks like in this game. You hate traveling? I don't know, but I don't have anywhere else to go, so I guess it doesn't really matter whether I like to travel or not. You know what? This is the first time I've ever left Midgar. Really? Are you worried? A little? No. Maybe a lot. But I have a bodyguard, right? I love what she says in the remake as well, where she's gonna miss the steel sky. The only sky that she's ever known. I'm going back to my hometown. I'll go with you as far as that. We told Aerith's mom to go somewhere safe, so Marlene should be safe too. Yeah, she should be. She said she didn't want to stay in Midgar anymore. Maybe it's for the best. Then let's go! We need a leader for the journey. Of course, that could only be me. You think so? I think it should be Cloud. I love that it just Barrett stops. Shit. Alright. Go northeast to a town called Calm. If something happens, we'll meet up there. Besides, we can't be all strolling around out there. It's too dangerous. Let's split into 2 parties. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth says otherwise. Let's just take the whole party out together, baby. Which is so exciting. We are going to take Aerith with us, and we are also going to take will take Red 13 with us as well. This game has 2 hilarious outcomes, depending on the party you choose here. Some unique dialogue. Because I'm not taking them along with me, I'll tell you, is if you take all the boys and it's a boys trip, the girls will comment on that in a really fun way. They'll be like, okay, sure. And if you take the girls, if you take Tifa and Aerith with you, the boys will be like, okay. Like, of course you did that. It's like if you decide to make it a boys trip, or if the boy takes the 2 girls with him, they're like, okay, bro. But we're taking a mixture of characters. We're going to take Aerith and Red 13. So they'll do a normal, we'll see you at Calm, later at Calm, instead of making a fourth wall joke about your choices. And we now have the characters, and we're ready to go northeast to a town called Calm. Now we have the world map. Saving on the world map, access the menu anytime and select save to save your game. And this is just the mind-blowing moment of you're like, wait, there's more? Like, look at where we are. We just explored all of Midgar, and there's a fucking world? It's an actual open world? It's not just here is a couple of locations and it's an open world game. This is the planet. This is Gaia. This is all of it. With all of your locations and secrets and things to discover, as the beautiful main theme of Final Fantasy VII plays in the background. And it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's our world map. We have now left Midgar. It's all over, and we have just a beautiful adventure ahead of us. That was just the start of the journey, you know? Midgar was just a prologue to what this game truly is, and we will be exploring and heading over to Calm next time. So thank you so very much for joining me for our 3rd episode of the Midgar segment of Final Fantasy VII. That's the remake in 3 episodes, baby. And we will now be heading over to Calm and continuing the rest of the journey for the rest of this beautiful adventure. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.